This is the beginning of the family trip on the Allagash, on the Chamberlain and Eagle Lakes. Right now we are in the thoroughfare of Lost Lake, which is looking south right now. These mountains you see are the north end of Baxter State Park. The north end of the park. Grandpa and Grammy, Margaret and Elton Wardwell, Elaine York's mother and father, and Mark York's grandparents.
Here we go. The beautiful, beautiful Aspen. Well, I don't want to spoil the film with an off song.
Traveling up towards Chamberlain. Your station at Chamberlain. The best side of Elaine right here.
Oh yeah, you're taking pictures of my rear end. That's not the better side of me.
Oops. What do you have to say on your trip?
Let's go, huh? Fun. No more rocks because it's pretty close to me.
Chamberlain Lake. We got to canoe up the whole side here. No, that's okay, don't paddle.
Huh? Look at weeds underneath.
We got to paddle all the way up there. Beautiful day out. What do you think of the long paddle ahead, Elaine?
Well, I think my arms are going to get pretty tired pretty I need a new pair of arms.
So far we've canoed about 3/4 of a mile.
Is that a good picture, Mark?
Well, look at little one.
Draw some more. Okay, that's good. Here's a little island. Oh, not so much. Now I'm going around. Okay, go back the other way. I want to get a picture. Ooh.
Scratch on it and this is what can put it back in the water.
Taking a break. We're taking a break.
That's good.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Glamping. Where are we camping?
Chamberlain Farm used to be right up ahead there. You can see, I can see the house from here.
Oh, yeah. Are we going to stop there?
No. You need to stop?
No, I didn't know. What you plan?
We'll work our way along the rock dam.
No, it's soft.
Whoa!
We're going to help you. Wait a minute.
Oh, they fixed that house up there, what?
Boy,
Yeah.
that's a nice one.
What? Oh, that's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, come.
Well,
Oh, that's good. I can get out there. It's not... It's in one of the trails. Green trails.
Or maybe it's enough.
There's Mount Gotthardin off in the distance. There's the north end of the west end. That's the west end of the park. There's the island. From that island right there, it took us an hour and 45 minutes to canoe up here. This is what it actually looks like. We left there at 1:15. Wind's starting to pick up. There's Mount Chase. Or the northern part of the park. Here's some type of old equipment from years gone by. Please don't ask me what it is, because I don't know. I can get the whole piece in here. There's an old piece of right in the water. I tried kicking it out, but I can't. It goes right down. I don't know. It's part of machinery or what. Probably. Oh. I wonder if that's this. Oh, this might be an old barge. That's the cog wheels, and those are probably. This looks like an old piston. I think. I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. Oh, it looks like a brass? I don't know if that's brass or not. I'll have to check that out. It almost like it's brass. Still good shape. What side you doing right now? That's great, that's great. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. It's a loon. See right here, watch. You're going to? Yeah. Here we are at Lock Dam campsite. Mom and Dad's tent.
We'll use that for breakfast too. I mean, it's just for the 2 days. Tomorrow. Don't use the bed. Use that for fire. I know, but we'll take it. We'll tear it out so empty it. What TP stood before? Oh, land, that's off. What do you expect? It doesn't count. You don't know land. Fundamental.
Mommy, know where all the water comes out of the big
Calvert?
no,
The whirlpool?
no, the big
Dam?
yeah. There's something to do with a huge tunnel.
Yeah.
And there's water coming, which is fast. That's where it's
Oh, yeah. Well, you'll have to remember that when you tell.
Oh, you're on film.
Howdy.
Boy, that's a beautiful day, huh? Oh, great.
Hi.
Hey there.
Hi.
Having a nice trip?
Very
Oh,
nice.
nice. Real nice.
All right.
Good. Well, I know this one is coming in here. After 2.
Oh yeah. The Irish was open too much.
tell us what our menu is for tonight. Chop suey,
Irish was open.
leftover,
That Irish is going to be
tuna sandwiches,
up like that. There we go.
string beans, and cranberry juice.
Oops, oops. I'm fooling around with it.
And the Bangor Daily came along with us.
There we go.
Shell and peas for tomorrow night's supper. What?
I was reading Beetle.
What did he say?
Huh? Beetle says, why do they call this lookout point? And then the other fellow there, that's the,
Sergeant?
no, the sergeant, he's standing out on a point. And the other soldier says, look out, and it breaks off. So that's why it is, that you're supposed to look out.
Ah!
Here's where the water goes underneath the dam, right here. There's a grate. I don't think you can pick up the grate. Oh yeah, there's a grate right there. Yes, see that? See the grate? Part of it. You can see the lines to the water. That's a grate. Lock dam.
What would it be? What would make the difference?
Well, because it doesn't sweet. See, if the wind blows it on a lake, this will roughly
Oh!
you stop and think. You know, 14 miles down the lake, and the wind coming down that.
What?
Oh,
Why?
it slacks when we go.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, but if you take the regular, it's going to be overexposed. Take it from an angle.
You hear that? We fixed the tent in the dark on the ledge, and the post came down.
This is worth a kitty corner.
A kitty corner, that's in the store.
Oh. Oh, it sucks.
Oh, that's a lot better.
This is Martin Cove. Looking up towards Eagle Lake.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. What? Yeah, want me to keep going? Can you? I just want to be your finder. Oops.
Yes, I'm still recording.
Good. You got him up on close, right?
Huh?
You should have him right up on close.
Yeah.
So you can see his eyeball.
I got it as close as I can get it.
I think it's a little bull moose. Right above his eye, it looks like he has a little knobby. No, right above his eye.
I'm losing him, Gregory.
Huh, okay. Mount Guitardin, back to State Park from Martin's Cove on Eagle Lake.
Boy, is he desperate.
Well, the whole log way back over there. The other side, 12 miles away, the whole log.
No cart. Their old cart. Railroad car. A few cars here. This was by coal, huh?
Oil, the last of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's oil fired. They're 8-wheelers. What they call 8-wheelers, a big one.
Well, actually, in 1966, this is an Allagash Trip. Before that, so it looks like a statement.
The wheels. There's number 2 wheel. Number 3. Number 4. Here's the inside of the boiler, I guess, is what you'd call it. can't get it on my film, the total. Again, to store the oil or coal. Walking around the front. What's that over there, Dad?
Here,
Yeah.
that's another engine. The cab has been taken off here, so
Oh, the cab.
that shows that these strings weren't war bags. Went where it's all at. It's just rusty. Them was
Wait, how did you get out?
Climb through here.
Don't fall now, Mark, will you?
Look, they must have had oil in these then, huh? You got a pretty big firebox in there.
Well, see, I think they were converted over from coal. Probably was easier to get more mileage out of the oil than it was the coal. But, boy, look at that, four of those big wheels pulling on each side.
Yeah.
That's quite a thing. Of course, they had oil in one half, but they would still have to have the water in the other half.
Oh, yeah.
For the steam. So the oil just made the steam and the water in the steam. Now, that must have been quite sight coming through the woods there with loads of logs and stuff. That's a pretty big engine if you're thinking all quite a road.
What do you think of this, Mark?
It's old. Nice.
What do you think about your trip so far?
It's been fun.
Been fun? Draw some. Draw. Yeah, okay, keep paddling. Draw and paddle.
Huh?
Draw and paddle. Going towards shore some. Shoot, I lost it. Where is it? I lost it in the thing right there. Draw and paddle. You're in my way. Can't see it. You're in my way. Okay, stop a minute.
I am. background. In the far distance, off to the left, saloon, where the sign is. Coming back through the tramway. You want more footage, Greg? You want more footage? I can. I can.
Campsite on Pillsbury Island Thorpe campsite.
No, I'm going to get some more on my phone.
You want to leave everything here for now?
Tomorrow we'll probably do the other copies of the plastic.
Supper's just ending.
Yeah, that's all we're doing.
I just put that on there.
No, I'm going to put some here. Now I want some.
Leave the marshmallows on.
You see here Gregory and Mark doing the supper dishes on Tuesday night. The last night on the river. What's KP people got to say? Greg?
Smoky in here.
Just stay there. Just stay. Don't move, Mark. Do that again, Dad.
Want to try it? You like them, don't bring your graham crackers. You're a big one, you are. Yes, you are. You're like this. Alright? You like those? Are you moving? Want to come to Lane?
Yes, I'm getting the graham crackers.
Okay. You're right. on, Margaret, get in the picture. Stay down low. Bring the party stick. Here. Good. Stay down low. Stay down.
That's great.
Let me go get you. Go do it.
No, that's okay.
No, go ahead.
I don't want no deer kissing me.
Go ahead, Mark. I'll do it. Do it again. I missed it.
Wait, one side, when you picture, I'll take the camera.
That's okay.
Give me a break.
Better right over here now, like over to the, we'll sit down. You sit right down. Sit right down. You got some stuff with you? No. Bring some stuff with you.
Bring her over.
You want to come over?
Walk back. Come on.
You want to come over?
Here. Come on. Come. Look, my raincoat is better. Come on. Come. What do you want? Come with me. Come.
Yeah, go over there and he'll give you some marshmallows. Walk around me. Okay, he'll give you some marshmallow and graham crackers. Just go slow, okay?
Yep, yep.
They'll take them right out of your mouth.
Marshmallows and stuff you want. Okay, thanks a lot. Graham crackers.
Get down low and
Yeah, just stay down low. Stay right down low. Mark, let the boys take them out of their mouth. Here. Put one in your mouth and she'll come take them out. Huh? I don't know if I dare. Oh yeah, get way down low.
you tickle my
No,
nose.
she take them out.
You have to do talk.
Put one in your mouth. Yeah, put one in your mouth. Put one in your mouth. I'll do it.
Have a half now.
No, hold on in your mouth and she'll have to look.
You are a half now.
Oh, oh. Mark and Lane, why don't you separate yourselves and let the other boys do it? There's too many of you. Spread out some. Spread out some so you each get a turn.
She's worried about her fawn. She's got a couple of young ones. Does she? Don't throw it over there. Come on.
If you go get some graham crackers, he'll give you some.
Pardon me?
My father will give you some graham crackers and marshmallows.
Sir, that's what he said. What is that?
Well, they like molasses marshmallows.
That's from lettuce. Roll it up the road. John, yes, sir. Is that same thing that you used? People said that this one coming in right now is the daughter. That's a little more for
This is on Pillsbury Island, Thorpe Campground on Eagle Lake. Marshmallows and graham crackers are the dish to have. We've been filming for about 14 minutes. If you all spread out, they might come to you. If you all spread out about 10 feet apart, and then take turns, yeah, they might come to you. Just have patience. It's working now.
It is?
Yes.
Why don't you horn me?
I lost it. Where is it? Oh, right there.
Thank you, Pastor. And I echo your words. It's a real joy for Mary and I to be here this evening and to share a bit of the heritage we enjoy in our nation in the person of Abraham Lincoln. I didn't ask to look like this, believe me, who would? But since it happened, I'll do something with it, you know, whether good or bad. And so we end up sharing programs like this of all kinds. The overwhelming bulk of the hobby, which is now my full-time work in our retirement, is done in elementary schools and junior high schools, some high schools, where we do slide programs on Abraham Lincoln for those groups. But this summer we've been engaged or sponsored or asked to come, something like that, by the Baptist General Conference organization here in the Northeast Conference called BGC Gold, or the Ministry of Senior Adults. So we're going from place to place under their sponsorship, having attended several banquets and this kind of thing. And tomorrow we're going to be starting tomorrow morning, spending about 3 days with the Christian Advent people down in the Kennebunk area. I'll see our good old friend George, perhaps, you know. I doubt very much, really. Well, I'll have to go back to Minnesota and do a little bragging anyway, you know. I'd like this evening to just, you know, you've met my good wife, Mary. She shares with me in these things, you know, we travel considerably, our log cabins out there. I spend many weeks out of the year in that thing. We're gone from Minnesota about 2 months. And we left home just after the General Conference session, June 24th, wasn't we left home? We were home about August 20th, so we were having a great time here in New England. And I was telling the Bangor reporter, Deborah here in the audience tonight, that this is my first Lincoln program ever given in the state of Maine. And it's a kind of a milestone for us, because this is state number 46 for me to have given a Lincoln program within the framework of a state. We've been to Alaska, we have not yet been to Hawaii, and don't intend to be unless something strange happens. You can't drive that far very conveniently. And but we're glad to be here. Without further ado, may I just ask you to enter into a kind of a time warp. I guess that's a TV term now, where you kind of pretend that you're not here but somewhere else. It's not 1991, it's maybe the year 2020 or 2400 or 1620. Well, let's make it 1865. Let's put the place, Washington, D.C. Let's make the event a tour you have made of the city of Washington, D.C. at the close of the Civil War. And at the end of the day, when you've had your tour, you've asked for an audience with the President. You wouldn't get that today with the security around President Bush as it is, but back in Lincoln's time, you very well might have done so. And he would come into your presence and reminisce with you in a rather jocular mood, because by now the war is over. We'll make it that way. And he'll reminisce with you about himself and the country and a little bit about his plans for the future. And he would thus share with a typical touring group of Washington, D.C. The transition is a bit of music, which comes on and off once in a while, and you'll hear it, and we'll see how it works. So we'll just change the scene at this point. good evening, friends. I am right pleased that you invite me to come and share this last hour of your day. Now that you've seen our wonderful capital city for this day and part of yesterday. I apologize for some of the dirt, the confusion. After all, the war has been very much with us for these 4 years now. But that's over. We can again get on with the job of building this nation into that world-leading democracy someday. I hope you've noticed that our Capitol dome is now almost complete. I'm not allowed to work on that to stop during the war because it remains as a symbol that this nation shall keep on going in its progress in spite of the fact we've been through a horrible civil war. As you walk these streets and see these great buildings, I hope you've met your congressmen, your senators. I hope you've talked with them and shared with them your ideas and your views. And after all, they're in this city to serve you as your men of responsibility. I was talking to some of those men recently and to my cabinet just this morning about the tremendous responsibility we carry as leaders, elected leaders, of this great nation. I was thinking especially about the fact that I, Abraham Lincoln, am your president, that I occupy the highest office in the entire land. But you know, marvelous as that is, it's the proof that the sons of any one of you can achieve the same goal, because after all, there's nothing in my family background of royalty or nobility or significant achievement. If ever a person came from common or even substandard stock, I have done so. My pa, ordinary dirt farmer down the hills of Hardin County, Kentucky, near Hodgsonville. A poor man because he was a rolling stone that gathered no moss, believe me. Illiterate, though he could sign his name. He had the good sense, though, to marry a wonderful woman. Now, my mother's name was Nancy Hanks. Somehow I don't know much about my mother's background. But I must say this, that all I ever hoped to be, I owe to that angel mother. Blessings on her memory. We were a small family, just my sister Sarah and myself. Good thing, I guess, because we were so terribly poor, Pa moving so much. I was only a lad of 7 when he heard that the farm up in Indiana would be a little bit better than the farm down there in Kentucky. And so we moved across the Ohio River to a place called Spencer County. And there we farmed by the 20-inch rule. I mean by that any tree that was 20 inches across the stump, that big one would remain standing. We'd farm around the big one. Other trees of lesser girth would have to come down. There were a lot of trees less than 20 inches. Pa gave me my first axe when I was only 8 years old, and I have literally worn out several of those most useful tools. No chance for any education. Oh, I suppose, if it was a few weeks at a time I could go to school, might add to being 6, maybe 8 months. For the most part, my ma was my teacher. Ma taught me to read the only book she had, her Bible. I learned to love that book. There's a copy on my desk this evening. Every chance I get, I read the scripture, and we should all read the Bible, God's best gift to man. Because in that book are all things needful for man's welfare, both in this life and a great life to come. In that book we know right from wrong. But my mom taught a little grammar, a little spelling, a few numbers even. I had gotten past my 9th birthday is all in the fall of 18 when an epidemic of milk sickness came through Spencer County. At first my mom was really busy going all around the neighborhood taking care of some mighty sick people. Then some folks died, including her Aunt Betsy Sparrow. And then one evening Mom came home sick herself. And in just 4 days she was dead. And that was an awful time for a little family. And I had to help Pa build the coffin that held her body. I was carving out those pegs that he used to hold the thing together with, and we kind of got the coffin built. We just put Ma in it, her body in it, and took her out south the house to the hill. We just buried her there. There was no funeral, no preacher until months later. And it was so hard on little Sarah because it left her in complete charge of the house and the family, and that's way too much for a 12-year-old girl. So before too long, Paul went back to Kentucky again, this time over to Elizabethtown, and there he met a lady he'd known before, an old girlfriend of his named Sally Bush. Though now she was referred to as the Widow Johnston, and she did have 3 children. But she and Paul knew they had a real need for each other now, and so they were soon married, and then the whole gang came to live in our little cabin there in Indiana. Make quite a cabin, because my cousin Danny Hank was also living with us. Well, you know, my stepma is a wonderful person. When she came in the cabin for a talk, she'd go in, and she hugged Sarah, and then she hugged me, just like I was her very own son. And to a little 9-year-old boy that just lost his mom, that felt pretty good. And she brought some nice things with her too. I guess they were nice. One thing she brought was her bucket of soap. And the next morning she hauled me outside to the trough and she scrubbed me down. I was a mighty filthy kid. I didn't even know it. But you know, she also brought some furniture. She called that strange looking thing in the corner over there her chest of drawers. And she brought some books. One day she said to me, she said, "Little Abraham, would you like to have a book of your own?" "My own book?" "Sure." And she gave me one. Parson Weems' Life of George Washington. And from that time on, Washington has been my hero. As a boy, I loved books. I'd walk for miles and work all day for a fellow if he'd just loan me a book to read. And over the years, I've read quite a few, and I've learned some things. I grew up to be kind of a tall, skinny kid, homely and awkward, but I was strong to ox. Because Paul worked me so hard out there in the woods and the fields, and I'd work for the neighbors, and back in those days, I got to be a pretty good wrestler. And because I was a young buck, to get these long legs of mine going, I could run pretty well, too. In fact, back in those early days of mine, Paul gave me the same job on moving day. He'd say, "Well, Abe, we're going to move today. Get out there and catch those chickens." Did you ever try to catch an old hen? It's not so easy to do, but I could do it back in those days. I'd run that old biddy down and grab her and turn her over and tie her legs together, you know, and then we'd stick the hens in the wagon and move on to the next farm. For a few years there, we moved so many times, so often, that the older hens got kind of smart. Every time a wagon pulled into our yard, they'd all flop on their back, legs right in the air. It made my job kind of easy on moving day. Well, when I was 20, Paul heard about the great plains of Illinois. Being rather weary of fighting timber, we made the big move over 200 miles this time in what they called Macon County, Illinois, near the town of Decatur. There, Paul found the property spoken for, built a cabin, planted a crop. Our home was now in Illinois, and the year was 1830. But that first winter, 30-31, they still talk about it. It's called the Winter of the Snow. Well, the stuff laid 3 feet deep on the prairies for weeks. And it was so cold, and the wind blew so out there on the prairies, I was sure we'd all freeze to death long before spring ever come. It's funny, should have, as it always will. But I'm Paul, all this got to want to move back toward Indiana again. Well, I had turned 21 that spring. I said, "Paul, I'm of age now, and I'm going to keep on going west." I went down to a place called Sangamo City and got a job with a fellow named Denton Offit to help him build a big flatboat and take a thing full of merchandise way down to New Orleans. A mighty big task. It took us so long to build the boat that we missed the spring flood, and so late in the season, on low water, we came poling down the Sangamon River best we could. We got that thing stuck on a little gristmill dam in a village they called New Salem Village. Well, the whole gang turned out to watch us guys try to get that thing off the dam. We finally did. They all cheered. I said, "Hey, they're great people. When I come back from the South, I want to live in that village." I spent nearly 6 years in New Salem. I met my best friend in town right off. One day I was under a tree reading a book, minding my own business, of course, and this bunch of guys came roaring into town, the Clary's Grove Boys, a bunch of ruffians with a leader named Jack Armstrong. Well, Jack spotted me, a newcomer, and swaggered over, challenging me to a wrestling match. Well, I'm the peaceful sort. I had no bone to pick with him, but he wouldn't leave me alone. And so finally I got to my feet and said, well, I suppose, my friend, we better have a round or two. We squared off, went to it. I whooped him pretty good twice that afternoon. Then we all became good friends. In fact, that fall, a thing called the Black Hawk War broke out, and a call came from the governor for volunteers to go fight the Indians. You know, the whole gang of us went up to Dixon and joined the Army for 90 days. Those fellas elected me to be their squad captain, and Jack was my sergeant. First time in my life anybody ever voted for me, and that felt pretty good. I'm not much of a soldier. We didn't see any Indians. I wouldn't have shot one if I had. We did shed lots of blood to the mosquitoes, and we did raid a few turnip patches. But for the most part, I just kind of told stories to the boys, and they were saying, well, Abraham, the way you tell stories, really, you ought to be a politician. I said, well, I can do that. So I came back that fall, and I thought myself as a candidate for the state legislature. Well, I made a few speeches, but my opponent that fall for the legislature was a circuit-riding Methodist preacher named the Reverend Peter Cartwright. And because he rode the circuit around the entire county, the Reverend was so well known that he won every single precinct, except for one, New Salem. There where they cast about 300 ballots, I polled 291 votes. Not bad for a start, but I was badly beaten by the Reverend. So that fall I had to go to work. And that fall, man, I shot fodder, I split rail. I think I fenced half the county that fall. I got to thinking to myself, that Abraham, somewhere in this world there has to be a way to make a living without having to work all the time. My father taught me how to work. He did not teach me to love to work, but he made me work so hard. He made me even build a cabin I was born in. So I never learned it. Finally, I got to myself, a man came around, he said, Lincoln, let's you and me open a store. That ain't work, because all you gotta do is just sit there. Well, that appealed to me. And so we borrowed a lot of money, opened up the Lincoln Berry store there in New Salem, general merchandise. Well, we got along pretty well for a spell, had a problem. Little Billy liked to spend the time out in the back room with his friends, drinking up all the profit. I was out front with my books, reading